I was watching the popular TV show Lego Masters, and something that one of the contestants said really caught my attention. Hello and welcome to Focus On, a focus on a particular business, issue or topic for the month. So what did this contestant say that got my attention?
I'm just terrified that I've spent this time building something that now won't be used. I don't want that to be wasted building time.
This is the sunk cost fallacy, the predicament we find ourselves in when we don't want to step away from something we've invested time or money in, even though that is the most sensible thing to do. Sure, here we're talking about Lego, but it crops up in business all the time, affecting the decisions we make as well as the decisions our customers make. For example, have you ever continued to spend money on a product that just wasn't selling? Or spent hours of your time on a project that has no chance of succeeding rather than switching your focus to something else? Or maybe you've continued to read a book that you weren't enjoying, or kept spending money on a car that kept breaking down. In business, we see the sunk cost fallacy crop up a lot, particularly around funding decisions. For instance, sticking with a new customer relationship or CRM system, or an expensive new website, even though it's not working. So why are we susceptible to the sunk cost fallacy? A couple of reasons. Losses are painful, and rather than be confronted by that moment of reckoning, we like to throw more money or time at a problem. And seeing something fail hurts our ego. We can get worried about our reputation or credibility. Right, so that's a little bit about the why of sunk cost fallacy, but how can we stop it getting in our way or even turn it to our advantage? Before I do that, I wanted to let you know that you are watching a sample of my Just Do This membership program. In Just Do This, I show you exactly how to apply behavioural science to everyday business issues. Things like acquiring and keeping customers and staff. You get live sessions with me, templates, scripts, and new content every month. Join at briwilliams.com. Now, back to how we can outwit the sunk cost fallacy. The rational thing, because we're talking about money or time you've already spent, it's in the past, to ignore that you have done so. You can't get that money or time back. In fact, you can only make it worse by throwing more time or money at the issue. But we are human, and trying to ignore something that you want to see bear fruit is extremely difficult. Instead, here's what you should do. Before you invest in a project, establish a clear go, no-go criteria. It's important you do this before you start the project so that you have an objective perspective when it comes time to assessing its performance. When contemplating what to do, pretend you are giving advice to a friend. This psychological distance will improve your objectivity and soften the blow to your ego. When crunching the numbers mid-project, develop future financial projections on a zero baseline. In other words, forget that you've already spent money on this. Make it painful for yourself to continue. Note the opportunity cost of continuing to invest time or money into this project or product. What else could you be doing with the resources it is currently absorbing? And instill a culture of acceptable failure in your business. The fail fast mindset is really helpful here. When we know more, we can make better decisions. And part of knowing more is knowing when things are failing. So that's if we want to reduce the sunk cost fallacy. But what if we want to use it to advantage? What do I mean? Well, let's say you want your customer to renew. Your message can be drafted in such a way to give rise to the sunk cost fallacy. Something like, "Thank you for continuing to support us," or "You've been with us for 3 years." Statements like these bring continuity to top of mind. Loyalty programs that carry points can also be effective. because it's much harder for a customer to walk away from something that they have accrued. It's not only renewals. Sunk cost can help with acquisitions too. In a store, handing the product to a customer or having them try it on increases their sense of ownership and makes it harder for them to walk away. And with software, having a customer trialing your product, add things like their logo and their name, and perhaps even some data, increases the odds they will stick around. So that's our focus on the sunk cost fallacy. Rather than let this new knowledge go to waste, make sure you take steps to mitigate it in your own decision making while supporting the decisions of your customers.